Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Very good. It's another Thursday. That means we have another Dear John letter to get to. And it looks like maybe an office romance blossoming that we might be able to help a spark become a flame, I hope. We'll see what happens. Either that or we'll throw cold water on it, one or the other. But we're going to give you some advice later in the program. Also, I got a quote for today from Duke Ellington. Duke says, "A problem is a chance for you to do your very best." I like that. That's very true. Sometimes people look at problems and think, oh, no, this is going to be a problem. Others look at them, Heidi, and say, this is an opportunity.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Sometimes I look at problems like opportunities, and other times I look at problems and just cry. So, and that's probably more
That's pretty much how I handle my problems.
Sometimes. Hey, thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday. A lot of great stuff coming up.
John and Heidi.
If you're a business owner trying to do your own website, maybe it's time to get help. Or if you don't even have a website, it's definitely time for help. It's 2018. This internet thing is here to stay. At 49bydesign.com, we offer a simple plan to get you online for just $49 a month with no setup fee. This includes a website with the hosting and domain name included in the price. We have larger packages available, but this will get you online so people can find you in 2018. We're affordable by design at 49bydesign.com. That's 49bydesign.com.
John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It is Thursday, the 19th day of July, National Daiquiri Day. You like daiquiris?
Not so much.
I'm trying to think of what a daiquiri is. Have I ever had a daiquiri?
Like a strawberry daiquiri where they're very sweet. I don't care for... You would like them.
Would I?
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever had a
You
daiquiri. It is also Get to Know
It's a fruity, girly drink.
Oh, so I'd love it?
You would love it.
Does it have an umbrella in it?
You can get them with an umbrella.
Okay, then I'll try one. It is Get to Know Your Customers Day. So if you are a customer, hey, hi, let's get to know each other. It's also National Hot Dog Day. I love hot dogs. I like just about every hot dog that I've ever had. I can't think of... Every once in a while, you'll get like really cheap hot dogs. They're like...
I don't like... hot dogs or brats with the really thick casing.
Oh, yeah. I'm still okay with it.
It snaps back on my lip, and I feel like I got to vomit. It's disgusting.
This may be more than we needed to talk about on this National Hot Dog Day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-818-3967. 800-818-3967. That's 800-818-3967. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
John and Heidi.
Coming up, we've got your brain on drugs, but first, oh boy, Wyoming City had discovered potted plants that have really gone to pot. The officials in Powell, Wyoming, believe that pranksters planted some marijuana seeds in with their flowered pots this spring. The workers were watering and caring for them, and then the staff started noticing some unauthorized greenery late last month while watering the pots, including one that's right by the police station. Superintendent Del Barton says workers pulled 2 plants on June 29th and took them to the police. Another was found a couple days later. They suspect there may be others. They think that maybe somebody had a sense of humor after learning about the weeds in the city pots. He quickly checked the other planters in front of the police station. And
I think that's pretty freaking funny.
Well, you know what? I am actually...
That is funny. It's a harmless prank right in front of the
Somebody
police
having a
station.
fun
It's
time.
pretty funny.
Yeah, well, it's a good thing nobody knows who did it. Otherwise, somebody would probably get in trouble. And then it wouldn't be so funny. We do have your brain on drugs coming right up.
John and Heidi.
This time of year, there are many parties, weddings, cookouts, and other events that often include alcohol. If you're drinking, be sure to have a designated driver. If you or someone you know has a problem with drugs or alcohol, there is help. The Addiction Hope and Helpline wants to help. If you feel like it's time to finally get the help you need, there's a toll-free number you can call, 1-800-438-0380. That's the Addiction Hope and Helpline, 1-800-438-0380, 1-800-438-0380.
John and Heidi.
And this is your Brain on Drugs. Police say a Pennsylvania man is suspected of drug offenses when he tried to hide his identity he was given away by the tattoo of his name.
Oh, funny.
It says here a man identified as Chad Stitch was riding in a car that was stopped, suspicion of being involved in a drug deal. He identified himself as Chad Majors. Officers recognized him from an arrest in 2012. They said, you sure that's your last name? And he said, yeah. And then they said, but what about this right here, tattooed on your neck? And it had his name. Seized drugs and cash from the car. The man has been charged with drug offenses and false identification. Mr. Stitch remained in jail Friday as he was unable to post bail. So why would you get your own name tattooed on your neck?
Right? Well, I suppose you're not going to break up with yourself.
Well,
so.
I just don't understand why he would do that. My name is John. I do not have that tattooed on my person anywhere, and I don't need it there. I think I'm going to remember who I am. But that is something that maybe would happen if your brain was on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen. Warner Brothers developing a $100 million cable car that'll take people up to the top of the Hollywood sign. Why?
Why?
If you want to go up there, isn't there a way to get up there now? I guess I've
I
never
don't
been there.
know.
I've seen several movies that show people up there. You know what that sign used to say?
Hollywood Land.
Yes, used to say Hollywood Land. Now it just says Hollywood. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Comic book fans are curious about the well, I just did the wrong thing, didn't I? This is not a fun fact. That's a feature that we do later in the show. I'm losing my mind. Comic book fans are furious that Joaquin Phoenix has signed on to play the lead in the new movie about the Joker. They're saying he's not the right person for the role. And then one last thing here. Demi Moore was the victim of a major credit card fraud case. Her American Express card was stolen. And the criminal, David Matthew Reed, racked up a $169,000 bill at Nordstrom's and Saks Fifth Avenue. So she apparently has a much higher credit limit than we do.
Huh.
With her American Express, a $169,000 credit limit?
Yeah,
Holy
well, yeah.
cow!
Mine's nowhere near that.
No, me neither. I don't think it's even $169.
Mine might be 100.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not going to happen around here. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-719-5601. 800-719-5601. That's 800-719-5601.
Now your scoop of the day. Union employees picketed in front of several prominent Las Vegas casinos last Friday, demanding higher wages and fears that robots could do their work. So
if you're afraid a robot's going to do your work, it's
Maybe.
probably a bad time to demand higher wages.
Yeah, I don't...
People are not...
That's not thinking...
There's no common sense left anymore.
Well, and here's the thing I don't understand. You're standing out there doing that. Well, there's already a bunch of slot machines in there doing your job.
Right?
Like, I don't know. South Carolina family vacationing at Gatlinburg Cabin got a closer look at a black bear than they really wanted. Happened Friday of last week. I believe that was Friday the 13th, if I remember correctly. It says here, 16-year-old Chastity Hazel said that her father and her brother were sitting on the balcony and they heard a bunch of noise from their truck. They thought the door was opening and closing. They thought it was the brother. Then they realized he was inside. They looked down and it was a bear. So when they first heard all this noise, she thought it was her brother. And then she realized that, no, it's not her brother. Her brother was in the house. She looks out and sees it's a bear opening and closing the door. She says, my mom freaked out. We started yelling and trying to scare it off. When that didn't work, my mom threw a can at the car and it walked away. So there's a story about that bear, and that was outside when they were camping. Take a listen to this story, even closer. That first story, by the way, happened, where was that at? South Carolina family at Gatlinburg. But this next story is from Vermont. A hotel manager posted a video of a wild bear walking the hallway in the hotel.
Ooh.
Yeah, he wandered into the hallway in the middle of the afternoon. So for those of you who are concerned about the bear in the parking lot near your car, imagine opening, you hear somebody outside, you're like, I said, do not disturb, and you open the door and it's a giant bear. Never mind.
I stayed at
As you
a
were.
cattle ranch in Montana one time.
Yeah.
And there was a huge black bear pounding on the door of the main building.
Oh, wow.
Like the ranch house.
Yeah. Doesn't
He
sound
finally
like fun
left.
to me.
But yeah, it was interesting.
Hey, while your social media profile can be a great asset in your job search, a new Career Builder study shows it can also end up costing you the job. About 70% of hiring managers who are currently researching candidates use social media, and they say they found information that has caused them to decide not to hire a specific candidate. So what do you think of that? I think that's maybe a good idea if you're looking for a job to clean up your social media. First of all, just always keep it clean, but clean up your social media. Put a professional-looking photo of you, maybe not you and a bunch of other people being goofy and doing silly things, because people do look at that, and it does matter. So make sure it looks nice. Our son, just if you're listening.
And as somebody who has hired people,
Yeah.
if I went to somebody's page and it was all boring and stick in the mud, that's probably not somebody I would hire.
I just think because our son always has photos of like him and a friend, or sometimes he's not even in the photo. I'm like, who is this picture that you have for your profile?
You mean
photo?
just for your profile photo?
Yeah.
Like right now, my profile is me on an inflatable swan.
Okay, that's fine. You're not looking for jobs, though, are you? Are you?
No.
Okay.
I'm just saying, if I was, I wouldn't change my profile picture.
One last story here. In Maine, dog owners of certain breeds will now have to pay additional registration fees starting August 1st. According to an affiliate there, it says there's now a $100 annual license, and owners of nuisance dogs pay a $30 annual license fee above and beyond that. And a nuisance dog is anybody whose their breed of dog has assaulted or threatened with imminent bodily injury by a dog. I think that's...
If the breed...
Yeah, so they're saying...
Okay, that's not right, because Chihuahuas can do major damage to somebody if they bite them in the right spot.
I'm looking here to see. I'm wondering if it is just dogs who have been labeled dangerous. It says dogs labeled as dangerous will have to wear a tag that indicates them to be dangerous. So I think maybe it is just dogs that have actually done something on their own. I've got a link to the whole story. I'm rushing through because we're out of time. I've got a link to the whole story. You can read all about it in our show notes at johnandheidishow.com.
John and Heidi.
Do you have ideas for t-shirt designs, but you don't have a clue how to print them? Or maybe you'd like to have t-shirts and coffee mugs available to buy online with your business logo printed on them. There's a website that makes it easy. We set ours up in about 10 minutes. There's no sign-up fee, no minimum orders, no monthly fees. It's just a really easy way to put some cool items online for sale, and you get paid every time somebody buys them. You don't have to print or ship anything. Just sign up, upload your designs, and then let people know where they can get your cool stuff. More details available at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com.
John and Heidi.
And it's time right now for
Dear John Letters.
Dear John.
All right, coming up in a moment, we'll tell you how to get your Dear John letter submitted. But first, let's get to this Dear John letter. It starts this way. It says, Dear John, I have a crush on a guy I work with, but I don't know how to tell him. I've been giving some subtle hints to get him to ask me out. So far, that has not worked. I'm wondering if you have any ideas that may be a fun way for me to see if he's interested that will still allow me to show my face at work if he says no. I just don't want to look desperate, and I don't want to look like a fool if he's not interested. Any ideas? Signed, Shy and Single. Well, first of all, it's been a long time since I've been single. You think the same stuff that worked back, 18, 20 years ago would still work today?
Oh, yeah.
Write a note anonymously. No, just
First
kidding.
of all, just so you know, guys do not understand hints.
No, subtle
They
hints don't work.
just don't. They're oblivious.
Yes, we don't know
Even
that.
obvious hints. They just don't
Any hints
understand.
recently
Unless
that
you
you've been giving
flat
me?
out say, listen, knucklehead, this is what I want you to do.
Yeah.
They're not going to understand.
I have a subtle hint right over here of something that you'd like me to get you as a gift. It's such a subtle hint. She wrote down the stock number on the back of this salesperson's card and then handed this to me and said, go see her and buy this. That was 2 weeks ago. It's still sitting here.
It's still sitting there. Yeah.
I will do it. It's not like we got an anniversary coming up or anything. Do we? I don't think so. Not till February.
Oh my gosh.
This I think is a good question though. How you do this? Maybe you just be very blunt and say we should go out sometime. The cool thing about that is that doesn't mean that you're romantically interested in him. And that way, if he says, "Well, you're just not really my type," you can say, "I'm just talking about going out to have dinner." I'm
because
not
I
talking
can
about
see what
marrying you,
she's
fool.
saying, where she wouldn't want to ask him out and then have him say, I'm just not interested. But if you do it like that, it would be just, let's get together after work. And
Or if there's some concert that you want to go to, or if there's some movie that you want to see.
right. Or, hey, I've got 2 tickets to this game and I don't want to go alone. Would you like to come with me?
Or if there's a movie, if the hints are not working, ask him specifically to do something and then gauge his response.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's like, I really don't, if you're saying, hey, I got some tickets to this concert. If he's like, oh, I don't really like that. If he kind of likes you, it doesn't matter if he likes it or not.
It doesn't matter if he likes it or not. Yeah.
He'll go to it. If he's kind of shy and doesn't want to ask you out,
Absolutely.
and you just open the door for him to finally not have to ask you. I
Well,
think he'd
for
go.
some people.
For the most part. Otherwise, I'm not a big fan of country music. Really?
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, I was hoping they'd want to hang out with me. I think that would work. If you do that, I think that would work really well. The other thing you could do, but this is kind of feels like, elementary school, is ask somebody else in the office to ask him if he's kind of into you.
Or just write a little note. Do you like me?
Check
yes
yes
or no.
I don't think you should do that.
And give it back to me in the lunchroom.
See you at recess. Oh, wait. We're in our 40s. We don't have recess no more. I don't know how old she is. It doesn't say that in here. I think it's adorable, though, that you're asking
Make
for
a little
advice.
mash game. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
That game that you would flip back and forth, and then just every answer is his name. So it's like, oh, look at that. We ended up together again.
Or you could have
Must
Chinese
be
food
meant
for lunch
to be.
and sneak a fortune cookie in that says, ask Meredith out, or whatever your name
And
is.
every time you're going to eat an apple, start twisting the stem slowly, counting, doing the letters. Of it.
Hopefully his name
Always stop on his letter.
Hopefully it's not Zachary. Poor Zachary's. They never got the apple trick. Little twisty. Well, hopefully this has actually helped. It probably hasn't. But if you want to utilize any of that advice, you're certainly welcome to do so. Also, we post the question every week, or we post the Dear John letter on our Facebook page. And we've got some people who put really good answers on there. And if you have ideas of how to do this, because Heidi and I have kind of been out of the dating game for a long time. We've been married 18 years to each other. So I haven't been on a date in a long time. I mean, like a first date like that. So Heidi hasn't either, I hope. She's been busy a lot on Thursdays. I don't know. No, so we haven't really done this in a while. So if you have better, more high-tech advice that you think that this young lady should do, you can answer, and you can also submit your Dear John letter on our Facebook page, facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. Or if you're not on Facebook, you can submit your Dear John letter at johnandheidishow.com.
John and Heidi.
If you're a business owner, you should consider using radio. Radio is a powerful tool. Over 90% of us listen to the radio each week. Imagine if this ad was talking about your business, helping you hit your goals. We can help. We can also create a fun jingle, too, to get people singing your song. When you put words to music, they're 9 times more memorable, and that makes radio work even better. Learn more at RadioReallyWorks.com. Radio jingles to help you get better results with the money you're already spending. RadioReallyWorks.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
0.3% of solar energy from the Sahara is enough to power the entire continent of Europe.
Really?
Yeah.
3%,
3% or 0.3%?
You said 0.3.
Yeah, so it's 0.3%.
That is insane.
0.3%.
Are they harnessing that energy?
Of solar energy from the Sahara is enough to power all of Europe. They're not harnessing all of it, but they're saying that maybe they should be harnessing enough. That would be pretty cool. And one more fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Thomas Alva Edison patented about 1,300 inventions in his lifetime. So
I did know that. I knew he had a lot.
Now, I'll tell you something that's interesting. He had like a workshop where a lot of people were working.
Didn't Thomas Jefferson as well?
Thomas Jefferson invented a lot of stuff, but he didn't have any patents.
Oh.
He invented the swivel chair.
Yeah.
He invented turkey a la king.
I knew he invented a lot
of things. He invented Air Jordans.
He did not.
I was just going to see if I could get you to... No, he did not. Kids,
he was the first to eat a
that.
tomato in the United States.
A lot of cool stuff. Smart dude. All of this is categorized as a couple of fun facts. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
If you're a business owner trying to do your own website, maybe it's time to get help. Or if you don't even have a website, it's definitely time for help. It's 2018. This internet thing is here to stay. At 49bydesign.com, we offer a simple plan to get you online for just $49 a month with no setup fee. This includes a website with the hosting and domain name included in the price. We have larger packages available, but this will get you online so people can find you in 2018. We're affordable by design at 49bydesign.com. That's 49bydesign.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the grandiloquent word of the day, and the word today is hark or hearken. H-A-R-K or H-A-R-K-E-N. Which way will you say it? Hark or hearken?
Hark.
Hearken the herald angels sing. What do you think it means?
Would that be like shocking or like aghast?
It says to give heed or attention to what is said, or to listen or hear.
Okay.
So you could say hark instead of listen up, buddy.
Okay.
Or hearken, and instead of, hey, did you hear that? I'm going to start using that. When somebody says something, I'll say, hark. And then they'll look at me like I'm nuts.
Yes, they will.
I don't
just
know.
Like I just did.
Yeah. Hearken, I think, is actually more fun than hark. But it is today's grandiloquent word of the day.
John and Heidi.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-719-5601. 800-719-5601. That's 800-719-5601.
Now, some weird news for you. On a Thursday, police recognized a Utah man fleeing from them on a stolen motorcycle, and they just thought, you know what? We're not going to chase you anymore. We're going to just go to your house and wait for you. A man facing charges after fleeing from police on a stolen motorcycle during a traffic stop for what they say was a simple traffic violation. They made stop at about 8 p.m. Saturday night. Motorcycle quickly took off. However, they said, wait a minute. We know him. So they went to his home, Brandon Briggs. They waited for him to return about an hour after the stop. Police say he showed up at the house and was taken into custody without incident. Later, they found out the motorcycle had indeed been stolen. So,
wow.
Bad idea there, Mr. Briggs. First of all, don't steal motorcycles. Second of all, if you do, don't break the law. Third of all, if you do, maybe not heed my warning on both of those. Don't try to outrun the police. They're going to catch you, especially if they already know you, bud. Bad idea. Coming up, we've got your moment of duh. This absolutely would have qualified for that, though.
John and Heidi.
Now, today's moment of duh. Earlier we had weird news, which that could have been moment of duh. We'll see if our moment of duh could also be weird news. What do you think?
Okay.
Purchased Friday, totaled Saturday. The Fairfax County Police Department
I saw
wrote.
this online.
This was in a Facebook post Saturday after a Virginia man
my gosh.
crashed a $300,000 car.
I saw this. I felt sick for the man.
The man totaled a car after driving too fast into a tree. Let's pause for a second. Any speed at all into a tree is too fast into a tree.
Of course.
Yeah. Police shared a photo of a destroyed McLaren 720S. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. McLaren?
I don't know.
It's a very expensive
It looked like a very expensive car.
They said he was going ferociously fast. If that gives you any idea, it says the ultimate balance of power with control in this vehicle. Unfortunately, it seems that he lost control or balance or both. He just didn't know what he was doing. He was going too fast, and he smashed into a tree just off the road in Great Falls, Virginia. The driver was taken to the hospital after the accident with injuries that were not life-threatening. Police told the Washington Post that the crash occurred at 7:45 in the morning on Saturday. So what in the world was he doing in that big of a rush on a Saturday morning at 7:45? I just don't get it. So he purchased it on Friday and destroyed it on Saturday. That
He was
is
going to get donuts.
today's.
Don't want to blow donut day.
No, that is today's moment of duh.
John and Heidi.
This time of year, there are many parties, weddings, cookouts, and other events that often include alcohol. If you're drinking, be sure to have a designated driver. If you or someone you know has a problem with drugs or alcohol, there is help. The Addiction Hope and Helpline wants to help. If you feel like it's time to finally get the help you need, there's a toll-free number you can call, 1-800-438-0380. That's the Addiction Hope and Helpline, 1-800-438-0380, 1-800-438-0380.
John and Heidi.
Time now for fake news or Florida. You ready for this one, Heidi?
I am ready.
All right. Tell me, is this fake news? Or is this something that really, truly happened in the great state of Florida? Here's the headline. Miami man with no arms charged with stabbing a Chicago tourist. Fake news or Florida?
Florida.
It is a true story. I have a link to the story if you want to read all about that. How about this one? Fake news or Florida? A Florida man arrested for driving drunk told police that his dog was at the wheel when they spotted the vehicle weaving across the lanes on a Florida roadway. Fake news or Florida?
Florida.
Absolutely. True story. Absolutely happened. Guy by the name of Scott Garrett, 56 years old, was lethargic and slurring his words. They said, it wasn't me. It was my dog. He was driving. Yeah, sure he was. You're both arrested then. Thanks for listening to Fake News or Florida.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with a little bit of good news. I've got some good news for you here. You ready for some good news, Heidi?
Ready.
Isn't this a good time every day to have good news?
Absolutely.
Absolutely is a good time. Our good news comes your way courtesy of Odiva. That's a monthly subscription service just for the ladies. All the details at radiosavings.com. Take a look at this. I'm a big fan of stories when it comes to police officers doing something cool, because so many times in the news, all you ever hear about are police officers when they're not doing something cool. So when there is a good, cool news story for the police officers, I like to share those. So when police see a boy wearing torn, dirty socks, they return with new shoes and ice pops. How great is that? Two anonymous police officers being hailed for protecting the feet of a young boy and serving up a sweet treat in the process. A Facebook post from the Tukwila Police Department in Washington showed two police officers patrolling a local park, and they spot a youngster who was wearing dirty, torn-up socks and shoes and sporting a large, bloodied cut on his foot.
Aww.
When they asked why he wasn't wearing shoes, they said, oh, so he wasn't wearing shoes, just torn-up socks. When they asked why he wasn't wearing shoes, he said that his shoes were too small for him to wear anymore.
Oh.
While the other officer kept the boy company, the partner went to the store, bought a new pair of shoes. Not only that, he also returned to the park with some frozen ice pop treats for the three of them to enjoy. Because, you know, what isn't better than a cold popsicle on a hot summer day, the department wrote. One of the officers was photographed tying up the boy's shoes while the kid was enjoying the sweet treat. How cool is that?
That is just the greatest. I love those stories
The
so
compassionate
much.
police officers are identified only as Sergeant Modest and Officer Bashful. They didn't want to give their names. They said, hey, it's not us doing it. It's the badge. It's what we do. They're protecting their bashfulness. The photo shows the policeman and the boy having a good time. You know, he's tying his shoe and helping him. But
that's awesome.
They've gotten a ton of praise already, and you can see all the details in the Facebook post. And I've got a link to the story. It's in our show notes at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday.